Oh man, it is game day, and we got some little juicy nuggets here. Okay, so let's just start off the gate. All right. So look, Travis Hunter's gone. He's gone for the rest of the season, most likely. They're projecting like an 8-week kind of situation. So that's pretty much the rest of the fantasy season. So you're not looking at Travis Hunter anymore. If you got Brian Thomas Jr., maybe he learns how to catch. We don't know. But so everybody was excited. Chuba Hubbard came back. Rico Dowdle had these great weeks and stuff like that. It's just enough. Hey, look, Rico Dowdle's getting a start today. Okay, so if you got Chuba Hubbard, what are you doing? Okay, so if you got Chuba Hubbard, the thing is, you don't cut him. Don't do anything like, don't be crazy, anything like that. Like Chuba Hubbard's still good. Okay, but what I think Carolina's trying to do is they're trying to go with this hot hand situation. Okay, so Chuba Hubbard still will get his place. Now, is he still your RB1, RB2 on your team? No, he's not. He's relegated down to the flex position. Okay, so. But with that being said, okay, later on we'll talk about some other people that you can go and trade for because the trade deadline is coming up. Okay, not just in most of your leagues. Like most of your leagues are probably like week 12, stuff like that. So you still got a couple weeks to plan ahead. But let's go ahead and get early. We want to be early on people. We don't want to be late. Okay, because you don't want to be overpaying for somebody who like just now broke out. Like we tried to tell you here on the show about Aronde Gadsden. And look at him now. So if you listened to the show at the beginning of the season, we told you, hey, go stash you some Aronde Gadsden because he'll work out for you later on in the season. Then you're looking pretty good. But if not, no big deal. All right. So look, we got Rico Dowdle starting today, so you can go ahead and fire up Rico Dowdle. All right. All right. So we got one here. Everybody knows our boy Big McLipper right here. He's asking Harvey or JCM. Okay, so Harvey or JCM. That's a good one. All right. So RJ Harvey, who has had great flashes so far this season. Okay, great flashes. And Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt, or Bill, as a lot of people like to call him. So they believe in him so much. And when I say they, I'm talking about Cliff Kingsbury and Dan Quinn out in Washington, this rookie, so much that they traded away Brian Robinson Jr., who was like not a bad running back for you. Like he was serviceable. He was working for you. He was getting you points. He wasn't a stud, but they believe in JCM so much in Washington that they traded away Brian Robinson Jr. to San Francisco to go play behind Christian McCaffrey, because we know Christian McCaffrey is injury prone, but when he's on the field, like he's the best fantasy asset in football. So to get back to your question, Harvey or JCM. So I got to go with the starting running back in JCM. Looking at the numbers that J.K. Dobbins has put up, that makes me a little nervous because J.K. Dobbins has become what we have thought that he was coming out of Ohio State. So he seems to fit this offense with Sean Payton. So what that's telling me is I'm going to go with JCM until Dobbins shows any kind of issues where he's slowing down, or maybe he's got a little nagging injury, something like that, to where they can put Harvey out there. Because right now, Harvey's like really boom or bust to me. So, which is fine. Like if you need him in a spot start, boom, like fine. So you are needing some spot starts for running backs today. Okay. So with guys like Quinshon Judkins out on bye week, guys like Breece Hall out on bye week, guys like Saquon Barkley out on bye week, guys like Bucky Irving and whatever Bucks running back you're starting, like on bye week, yes, RJ Harvey is good for a spot start. Okay, so if you need a spot start and he's available, RJ Harvey. But if you need a spot start, RJ Harvey or JCM, I'm going to go Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt because he's the starter for that team. And you have to think about that. The starter is always going to get the first nod. So go with Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt over RJ Harvey. And then I think you'd be pretty happy about it, because with Terry McLaurin being out, that means that they're going to have to figure something else out in the offense today, whether or not they're going to be throwing the ball, short passes, things like that. So I think that's going to spell a lot of Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt, especially with those underneath routes, out of the backfield, things like that. So Duval TV, what it do? Hey, glad to have you in here. So if you got any fantasy questions, hit me up. Hit that subscribe button so that way we're giving away a free jersey at 200. So get involved in that. Let's talk to video files. Hey, next question says Theo Johnson or Jacoby Myers. Okay, in a tight end premium 1.75. Okay, so Theo Johnson. I like Theo Johnson. I liked him coming out, but the problem with that is like. So he started off the season really good. He was getting a lot of like red zone looks, which was awesome, which is what you want because like, you know, touchdowns, essentially that's what you want from your players is the touchdowns. But the issue though is when you're forcing them. So even when you're forcing them into bad situations. But I think Theo Johnson, especially with Malik Neighbors going out for the whole season, and now Cam Scatterbo is going out for the whole season. Jackson Dart needs to look elsewhere. And somebody that he's had some success with in Theo Johnson, that's not a bad person to think about starting. So let's look at also Jacoby Myers. So the Raiders have a really, really favorable matchup with the Jaguars. Okay. So if we're looking at Jacoby Myers, and I know Trey Tucker has been kind of like that boom guy for you, like he's doing really well. You know, he's that kind of a deep ball guy. So, but what I'm looking at here with Jacoby Myers is I'm looking at somebody who is tried and true, who's steady Eddie, somebody who is consistent. Okay, in fantasy football, we do want that consistency, right? So, I'm going to go Jacoby Myers because of the consistency. Now, the Jaguars are not as horrible of a team as you might think, like historically and things like that. They've had some bad breaks, some bad drops from players, predominantly Brian Thomas Jr., to be specific. So when it comes to Theo Johnson or Jacoby Myers, with it being a tight end premium 1.75, which is big, that makes a big difference. Man, this is a tough one because the Raiders have Brock Bowers back. Okay, Trey Tucker has been dominant. Ashton Genty they got to get him going somehow. I know it's the offensive line. This might be crazy, but I'm going to go Theo Johnson on this because of the 1.75 tight end premium aspect of it. So I would go Theo Johnson. It's a tough one, but I would go Theo Johnson only because of the premium aspect of it. So Titans table for 2. All right, nice. We got some good diversity here. We got some Jaguars, some Titans, Jennings. So is this Juwan Jennings, Hubbard, or Johnston? I need one. Okay. So yeah, that's a tough one for Hubbard because you got to think with you just now finding out that Rico Dowdle's going to be starting. Now I think they're going to be splitting the load. I think this is gone to a running back by committee or an RBBC, you know, as everybody has come to know it, because both of them do well. So for real football, it's good. But for us fantasy football people, we don't like that. We don't like these committees. We want one running back to get all of it, and that's it. But this is the world we live in. We have to look at that. The NFL has gone back to a committee. It's like it shifts. Like every few years, it shifts. So, so looking at the Chargers, okay. So Quentin Johnston, the Chargers have a really favorable matchup. And if you're a Titans fan, you know this already. Titans table for 2. So this is going to be something where, like, I feel like this is going to be a Ladd game, like a huge Ladd McConkey game against the Titans if you're the Chargers. But Quentin Johnston is somebody that they're going to be able to go to, especially that deep guy. I don't know how often they're going to need to throw the ball deep, though. Kamani Vidal seems very serviceable. For the 49ers, though, Juwan Jennings, they have a really, really favorable matchup against the Giants. So out of these two, now normally I go starting running back over anybody except an elite wide receiver. We don't have that situation with Chuba Hubbard right now, sadly enough. But so I'm going to go Juwan Jennings, okay, because I feel like their matchup is favorable, and Quentin Johnston had his time, and now Ladd McConkey's going to get his time. So look for Ladd McConkey today to get a lot of that with the Chargers going against the Titans in Nashville. So I would go Juwan Jennings on this one. Okay. But that's tough because I do like Quentin Johnson, always have, even during the hard times. So go Juwan Jennings. But if you want to go Quentin Johnson, I wouldn't be mad at you at all. Thank you for that question, Titan Stable for 2. Okay. It's Shaquille. Let's go Houston Texans. All right. So the thing with Houston Texans, man, it's the only thing that you guys need, man, is offensive line. I love your wide receiving room, especially when Tate Dell comes back. Dalton Schultz is good to go today. So you're happy about that. But you got Dalton Schultz and Cade Stover, who I really liked coming out of college. And I still believe in CJ Stroud being very, very accurate. So that's not an issue. It's going to hurt for the running game and stuff like that. I know last night on the AFC South show, I was saying that the Texans could look to go get Breece Hall for a 3rd-round pick, is all the Jets are asking. If you can get Breece Hall for a 3rd-round pick to pair him with Woody Marks, because you got Nick Chubb as a rental. Okay, Joe Mixon is a rental. These guys are older, they're on their way out. Breece Hall's still young, Woody Marks very, very young, and he's got good hands out of the backfield. So you got better days ahead of you. I know the season started off slow for you, but all right. So we got another question. So start 2 out of 3. Teteroya McMillan, Monangai with Roshan Johnson being hurt, okay, or Tyrone Tracy, okay. So I'm just gonna go and eliminate Kyle Monangai because DeAndre Swift's been on a tear lately, and I feel like Tet and Tracy are going to be your 2 out here. So start 2 out of 3. I'm going to go Teteroya McMillan and Tyrone Tracy. This one is actually pretty easy for me. I get it. It's the Bengals. They have a bad defense, but for the Bears, it's going to be DeAndre Swift, and then it's going to be a lot of Rome Odunze. So I actually have Colson Loveland as one of my starts this week because I think that against this defense, they're going to do really, really well. So go ahead and fire you up Teteroya McMillan and Tyrone Tracy. Tyrone Tracy, obviously, he's getting his job back because, the injury happened to Cam Scatterbo with his ankle and stuff like that. We hate to see that. He had such a great run. We'll get him back. Looks like it's probably going to be next fantasy season. He may come back at the end of this year, but I wouldn't rush it. The Giants really have nothing to play for other than a high draft pick. Or an early draft pick, I should say, because there's a 5 teams right now that are really trying to find out who's going to get that top draft pick or one of those top draft picks. I feel like if you're the Giants right now, don't rush Scatterbo back, even if he can come back, because he's going to be rolling in a wheelchair, trying to come back, all that stuff. I've seen a bunch of funny videos out there about Cam Scatterbo, and so go ahead and fire you up Teteroya McMillan and Tyrone Tracy. Swift is out. Did I not see that? What? I did not see that. Swift is out. Did I? I have it right here on my show notes too. Wow, I did see that. Man, with Roshan Johnson out, now that kind of changes it. Thank you, Mick. See, this is why we love Mick Lipper, man. Oh, that's a tough one. Because obviously you're going to go Teteroya McMillan, right? So now I'm thinking about you've got Tyrone Tracy against the 49ers, but then you've got Monangai versus the Bengals. So let me fuel the brain up real quick. Let me get a little shot of this W real quick. All right. We're energized. Let's do it. All right. So Monangai's a starter. So that was against the Bengals. Caleb Williams hasn't been crazy accurate, but the Bengals can't get to him. Trey Hendrickson, I think, is still out with a hip injury. So you don't got to worry about that. I think this is going to be a pass heavy game for the Bears. I think they're going to come out with a statement. I'm still going to go Tyrone Tracy, and I'm still going to go Tedderoy McMillan. But a part of me does want to say go Monangai, but I don't think their plan is to run the ball today. Joe Flacco is starting for the Bengals. Okay, so with Joe Flacco being good to go, that boosts your confidence in T. Higgins. It boosts your confidence in Chase Brown. It boosts your confidence even more in Jamar Chase than what you already have. So this could be a kind of a shootout. And if it does, if the Bengals get up by a couple touchdowns, I don't think Monangai is going to be very relevant for your passing attack here. So I'm still going to go McMillan, and I'm going to go Tracy over Monangai just because of that. So hopefully that clears that up for you. So another question that was asked to me was Bo Nix or Joe Flacco. Okay, so we got Bo Nix going to Houston, facing the Texans, and then we got Joe Flacco, like we just talked about, facing the Bears. Now, the Bears defense isn't anything to be scared of. We know Joe Flacco is very good with the football. He's very accurate, and he's still got that heat. So, but Bo Nix has the aspect that Joe Flacco has never, ever had, and that's his wheels. If Bo Nix gets out of the pocket, he has no problem taking off. So the problem herein lies is Bo Nix going to get you any touchdowns on the ground? Okay, so in most of your leagues, your rushing yards for are not like insanely high, but for quarterbacks, we want the touchdown capability on the ground, which Bo Nix can possess. We know that. Joe Flacco does not. So that becomes kind of a problem. But with Bo Nix versus Joe Flacco, I'm more leaning towards Bo Nix only because he can score on the ground, whereas Joe Flacco has to depend on Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, which great options if you're Joe Flacco. But I just feel like the Broncos defense, or excuse me, the Bears defense is going to be able to do enough to get Joe Flacco to throw the ball fast. Okay. But with Bo Nix, the problem is the Texas defense is really, really good. No matter what their record says, their defense is really, really good. I talked about earlier, it's not their defense is holding them back. It's their offensive line. But like everything in me says Bo Nix. But man, Joe Flacco could sling that thing because Bo Nix is going against a tough defense. So, man, I'm going to go Joe Flacco. Former Super Bowl MVP, which should have been Jacoby Myers, but that's my opinion. Or Jacoby Jones in that Super Bowl. But like I said, my opinion. So I'm going to go Joe Flacco here, but dude, I can't be mad if you want to go Bo Nix because he has all those weapons that you want in a modern day quarterback. So hopefully that helps out with that question. So next question, okay? Ladd McConkey, Xavier Worthy. So Rashee Rice is back. We see that they have really, really been missing him. They're using him everywhere, out of the backfield, everywhere. Ladd McConkey, who's had a slow-ish start to the season because Quentin Johnson just like went off. So I'm going Ladd McConkey today. I think Ladd McConkey today is going to get you a crap ton of receptions because they're just going to eat up the Titans defense. The Titans defense actually didn't start bad on paper. Like I thought on paper, the Titans defense was pretty decent, but here we are. They're 1-7. I mean, they've already fired their head coach, Brian Callahan. Cam Ward is probably, I don't know. Cam Ward's probably not happy right now. I mean, he did say they're playing like ass, which he's not wrong. Look, I like the fact that he's honest. I do. Like too many people want to come out like they want to have all the right things to say. Man, just be yourself. You know, I get it. Like you don't want to like put your team down or anything like that, but be yourself. So I'm going Lad McConkey over Xavier Worthy today, without question, because I feel Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce are going to be the main focal point for Patrick Mahomes. So go Lad McConkey over Xavier Worthy, to who asked that question. So next question I've been asked. Troy Franklin, DJ Moore. So Troy Franklin is somebody that everybody should have on their team. You should, because he's been kind of an unsung hero, while Cortland Sutton is out there getting all the attention from the number ones. And Troy Franklin, I liked him coming out of college. I still do. Like if somebody sent me an offer for Troy Franklin, I'd take it. Like I like Troy Franklin, especially now they have Bo Nix. I see Troy Franklin as kind of like how Jamar Chase gets at number one, and then you get T. Higgins over there, who is just eating up because he's got the easier coverage. I feel like that's what Troy Franklin's getting right now. So if somebody sent me an offer for Troy Franklin, I would definitely take that. So with looking at DJ Moore, man, it's weird because they signed DJ Moore to such a big contract and everything like that. Now this was before, Luther Burden, and it looks like Ben Johnson likes Luther Burden. I like Luther Burden. So but this is tough because now the Bears have Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and then you have Colson Loveland. So, which they need to figure that out. Colson Loveland's really good. You need to get Colson Loveland involved in this offense because you're missing out. You took him so early in the draft. Why are you not using him? You look at what the Colts are doing with Tyler Warren. They also took him early in the draft, but they're using him. He's their leading receiver. As of what I think this middle of the week, Tyler Warren was the number 15 pass catcher in the NFL. Like not just tight ends, like of all pass catchers in receiving yards. He was number 15. Okay. Colson Loveland ain't even thinking about that right now. So I don't really understand why they're not using Colson Loveland, who's really good. So I don't know. If you're a Bears fan, let me know in the comments what you think about that and why you think that is. But which I didn't see the big need in going Colson Loveland that early anyway, because you just signed Cole Kmet, who's really good. Like Cole Kmet has been good for your team. But I get it. New coach. He wants his new shiny toy. He wants his guy. So they go out and get Colson Loveland. No problem. Whatever. Go get it. But use it. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy like a brand new Ferrari, not drive it. Come on, dude. Be better. We had so many high hopes for you, Ben Johnson. You got to get that thing going. Fire up that Ferrari. So, all right. Next question we have, with the big news coming today with Rico Dowdle starting over Chuba Hubbard, which I think that's just like he's going to get the first snap kind of situation. So Rico Dowdle or Alvin Kamara, who's coming into this week with a questionable tag. All right, so the Saints are, man, I don't know what's going on with the Saints outside of, like, they have no quarterback. Because as we know, Derek Carr, he decided to go ahead and retire early. He did that, and that kind of left the Saints with Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck, or I guess Jake Hayner. You can say that too. But I'm not a big believer in any of those guys. I think Tyler Shuck could potentially be the better one out of the three, but look for the Saints to go after a quarterback this upcoming draft. There's a couple of good names, which I'm putting together like another show for that during the offseason and stuff like that. We'll be looking at different positions. We'll be doing some film breakdown and things like that. So got a question here. Do we think Tyrell Johnson or D'Ernest Johnson going to get any run over Hendo today? Man, I tell you what. With Stevenson out, okay. I have Travion Henderson as one of my starts because, one, I believe in the talent. Two, he has nobody behind him that should challenge him for snaps. Okay. Travion Henderson can do everything on the football field. Everything. He needs to be getting the ball. If we're gonna think if Tyrell Johnson or D'Ernest Johnson are gonna play over Hendo, I'm gonna say no. Because you drafted Travion Henderson high. Okay. Again, why would you draft somebody high like that and not use them? Fire up the Ferrari, man. I mean, I'm not even going to call Travion Henderson a Ferrari. Like, that dude's like a McLaren. That dude is a super car. You use him. But Josh McDaniels, Mike Vrabel, these are the Bill Belichick school of coaching. That tree. So I don't know if it's because he's a rookie or what. I know a lot of the old school coaches, rookies, you're not going to play no matter how good you are, no matter how much you draft pick, all that stuff like that. But with a guy like Travion Henderson, and now you've got Ramondre Stevenson out, you have to play Travion Henderson. So I'm hoping that they understand this. If I'm Robert Kraft, hopefully, like I'm going to him and saying, hey, like, look, play this kid. We invested draft capital. Play this kid. So, let's see. Dude 23. Henderson misses one pass. Pro assignment. He could be deep in the doghouse. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, we've seen that a lot with the Patriots through the past. Like, when Bill Belichick was there, you remember it was like, hey, we've got these three great running backs, or not great running backs, but we got these three running backs. Any one of them, and it was always a different one. We didn't know. We never knew. That was the thing. They never like gave us a clue. So it got to the point to where we could not trust any Patriots running backs because you never know who was going to be good. But the situation here is Travion Henderson's freaking good. And why on earth are the Patriots not giving him any run? I get it. Like Ramondre Stevenson got the contract. I get it. Okay. So if that's what you're going to tell me, fine. Okay. The contract. But Travion Henderson is the best running back that you have. Okay. If you use him right, he could be the best weapon on your team. So I'm going to believe in that. I'm going to believe in the talent. I'm going to start Travion Henderson today, which I have, and I am in many leagues. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to start Travion Henderson. So I don't think, like that you asked, Mick, I don't think that Tyrell Jennings or D'Ernest Johnson are going to take much away from Travion Henderson. So go ahead and fire up Travion Henderson with confidence. He's one of my favorite plays today because the matchup is really nice too. You got the Falcons. Okay, the Falcons defense hasn't been anything to be scared of at all. Okay, so fire up Travion Henderson. I believe that Drake May is good enough to make people want to respect the passing game. So that way, that will open up running lanes for Travion Henderson. And guess what, everybody? Travion Henderson has great hands. The kid can catch the ball. So why, again, is he not being used in this offense? I guess that's just the Bill Belichick way that Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel have learned. So I like Mike Vrabel as a coach, but I think Josh McDaniels still is trying to use that old mindset, that old Bill Belichick mindset, and that old Bill Belichick offense. Whereas since the Patriots have been dominant, we've seen the league evolve. This is a new league. You don't need to be using players as their positions. You need to be using players as athletes. What can you do? Not what are you expected to do. Okay. Like we see that with the Colts using Tyler Warren. Like we talked about on Unstabled, which is a Colts podcast. If you're a Colts fan, you can go look up at Unstabled1 on YouTube and go subscribe to that. But so the Colts are using Tyler Warren in a way that he's being used as an athlete instead of just like a tight end. Oh, go block. All right, go do a little out route. Go do a slant. Like, no, like he's getting stuff out of the backfield. Like he's being used in such a capacity for the Colts. That's how you need to be using players like Travion Henderson, who who supersedes what a running back is supposed to be. So, sorry, I went a little TreVeyon Henderson rant, but that's how much I believe in the talent of TreVeyon Henderson, and the Patriots are not using him properly. So, hopefully they can figure that out for his sake, because, man, I just think he's a really good player. So, any other questions that you have, go ahead and post them here, and we'd love to help you out with your rosters for today. If you're new here to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, so that way you'll know when we go live. We go live every Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and that's during the fantasy season, okay? But throughout the year, it's every Tuesday night, 9:30 Central Standard Time, where we're talking about waivers. Who's in? Who's out? Trades. We got a lot of trades coming up, the trade deadline. So we're going to be talking about this Tuesday. We're going to be talking about some players that you need to be trading for in your leagues before the trade deadline in your league, because most trade deadlines in your league are like week 12, something like that. So we want to get ahead of that. Okay. Don't be late to the party. All right. Let's get ahead of these people, like we did with Rondé Gadsden, right? Like we did with Quentin Johnson at the beginning of the season. Okay. Like TreVeyon Henderson is somebody that you need to go trade for now before he has this boom game today. Go get TreVeyon Henderson on your team right now today. Go put an offer, because the owner that might have him probably thought about cutting him at some point. Okay. So go do that. But before you do, go hit that subscribe button, and that way you can dominate your leagues. I know a couple league mates, they watch this show. It's kind of screwed me over on waivers before, but that's okay. I don't do it for that. I'll happily pay my money every year. Like, it's not a problem. What matters most to me is when you guys and girls are coming to me saying, hey, I won my league. Thank you for all the great advice. That stuff is where it really, really pays off. Because it's just for fun, like helping people. I'm going to talk fantasy football anyway. Might as well give y'all the good advice. So, all right, so let's look at some matchups. Okay, let's start with the 12 o'clock slate. You know what? Actually, before that, we need to talk about Miami, bro. What in the world is going on with Miami? If you took Tua as your late round quarterback, you're hating life. If you took Devon Achane, who has been kind of like the only glimmer of hope on this team, you're not like excited, because the team just sucks so bad. I don't know what it is about the Dolphins, but they're just not clicking. I don't know what it is. Achane's the only person on this team that I trust. But there's so much so that they're saying that Jalen Waddle, they're willing to trade Jalen Waddle, but they did say it would be expensive, and rightly so. He should be expensive. Because Jalen Waddle's kind of boomer bust. He's got good games. He gets you a floor. You know, I mean, yeah, he had that 2.5 point game, but he'll get you a floor about like 7 to 10. You know, after that, like you're okay. Let's see here. Dude 23. Half PPR, okay. Half PPR, Quentin Johnston, bounce back, or Juwan Jennings. So that's actually a question that we answered earlier. It was Juwan Jennings, it was Chuba Hubbard, or Quentin Johnston. And we went Juwan Jennings on that only because with the favorable matchup that the Chargers have today, they're going against the Titans defense. It's just atrocious. I'm going to say Quentin Johnston. I'm going to say Juwan Jennings, because he's going to get more targets. Okay. Whereas the Chargers have a lot of mouths to feed. I think today is going to be a big Ladd McConkey day. I think Ladd McConkey is just going to absorb all the targets. Of course, Keenan Allen's still going to get his, but I think Quentin Johnston, he's had a couple down weeks, but if you've noticed in those down weeks, Justin Herbert shifted to Ladd McConkey. So remembering, hey, Ladd, like you were my guy last year, so let me go back to you because I know that you can dominate. So half PPR, Quentin Johnston, bounce back, or Juwan Jennings. Me personally, I'm going Juwan Jennings, man. I just feel like he's going to get more play because George Kittle, CMC, like those are your like short to intermediate guys, whereas Juwan Jennings is going to stretch your field for you. But he's like that that utility wide receiver. He's not your slot guy. Obviously, that's why they brought Ricky Pearsall in. Like, he's not your slot guy. But he's going to be more of like your Michael Pittman Jr., your Nico Collins, guys like that. So I'm going to go Jawan Jennings on this, and hopefully that pays off for you. Let us know though if it does come back to help you, and make sure you come back on Tuesday and let us know. Hey, did it work out? Did it not work out? We'd love to get you back there, and I love the questions. Make sure you go subscribe to that to the channel at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube. So back to the Dolphins. So with Jalen Waddle being kind of up and down, he's kind of boom or bust, which is crazy because the talent of Jalen Waddle. The speed. Like, Jalen Waddle can produce for you. But these Dolphins just somehow, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Mike McDaniel, which is funny because Mike McDaniel came out his first year just full of energy, ready to win. I mean, he had everything going on, and now it's like he's a shell of himself. He's not in control of the team. Like, it's like he's lost the locker room. So I don't know what's going on there. If you have Dolphins, you're pretty much just keeping Achane and you're keeping Waddle. Obviously, we know Tyreek Hill's gone. So Tyreek Hill's not – I don't think he's going to play again for the Dolphins ever. He's done. He's gone. All right. Ravens. Because we talked about Tua Tagovailoa is trash right now. So Ravens, Lamar Jackson's back, baby. Oh man, they miss Lamar Jackson so much. So the defense is still not great. Okay, the only reason like Miami didn't score that many points is because Miami just is not good right now. That's the only reason. But back to it with Lamar Jackson. It's his first game back since getting hurt. Bro puts up like 25 points for you, so you're looking pretty good. In some leagues, if you have bonus things like that, you probably got into like the 30 range. So, which I don't know. Let me know in the comments like what kind of bonuses your leagues have, because some of them are pretty cool, like 1 point, 3 points, whatever for rushing or passing. Because we know Lamar can get, if he's got bonus, like we know he's get bonus on the ground. He's got plenty of 100-yard rushing games. Plenty. So anyway, so he comes back. Lamar Jackson gets you 18 completions out of 23 attempts, which is good. I mean, it's a really good completion percentage there. But he only gives you 204 yards on the ground or in the air, but he throws for 4 touchdowns. Like, come on. So yeah, Lamar Jackson's back, everybody. I think just for him, just because of him, the Ravens are gonna bounce back. I'm not gonna say that they're the team that they used to be, but I'm not gonna, as far as the Ravens defense, right? Because like historically, you're like, oh, Steelers defense, Ravens defense, locked in. Those are defenses you draft at the beginning of the year, and okay, boom, I don't have to change it at all. But now here we are, 2025, and we're like, ugh. Steelers defense and Ravens defense, you don't want to start them unless, maybe it's a favorable matchup. Let's say the Ravens defense is playing like the Raiders, or they're playing the Browns or somebody like that. Like, okay, you might want to start them then, but or the Saints. But as it is right now, man, you just lost confidence in the Steelers and the Ravens. It's crazy. I don't understand it, but this is the world we live in right now. Even though, I mean, the Ravens defense for fantasy is okay, I guess. They get enough to be relevant. But the thing is they have a couple games where they show up, and then you'll get like, depending on what your settings are, right? It all depends. But the Ravens defenses are so hot and cold. So if you look at their points on whether it be Sleeper or Yahoo or whatever platform that you use, you'll see like they're kind of at the top, but that's only because of a couple games. You have to be cautious when you're looking. Don't go, oh, well, they have the most points, I'm going to get them. Why? Do they have 1 week or 2 weeks where they just went crazy, and then all the other weeks are negative points or 0 points or whatever? You got to look at that stuff. Man, dude 23 with the questions. Awesome. I love this. How do you see the running back split at KC with no Pacheco today? I think it's going to be more of the Kareem Hunt. As much as we want to see Brashard Smith because of what Brashard Smith can do, because he's a great athlete. I think Kareem Hunt, they're still going to go tried and true because Andy Reid knows Kareem Hunt. So, because let's not forget, we know Kareem Hunt because of Kansas City, right? And then he wasn't the same Kareem Hunt when he was in Cleveland. But I think you're going to go ahead and trust Kareem Hunt, okay? As much as trust me, dude, I want Brashard Smith to be something. It's going to be Kareem Hunt. Again, Andy Reid's an old school coach, like not big on the rookies, things like that. He likes his guy, man. He's going to go with Kareem Hunt. So if you have Kareem Hunt and you picked him up, go ahead and start him because he's the guy. All right, so just getting reports. Aaron Rodgers appears to have injured his throwing hand during pregame warm-ups. Whoa, okay. So there's that. All right, time to adjust. If Aaron Rodgers hurt his throwing hand during pregame warmups, this is really, really bad for any shot that the Steelers had of winning at all. They're going to have to rely on Caleb Johnson. I mean, not Caleb. Yeah, Caleb Johnson. Yeah, they're going to have to rely on Caleb Johnson and Jaylen Warren. Wow. Okay, well, the Colts just basically got a free win, and they're going to Pittsburgh, which is crazy. This is insane. All right, so Let's Talk says, should I start the Jags defense against the Raiders today? I think you should. I think you'll be okay. The key to that, though, so this is Eric. I know Eric. Love Eric. So if you're a Jags fan, man, go hit up the Third and Teal show on YouTube, and they're a really, really great group of guys, very knowledgeable. So go check them out if you're a Jaguars fan. He says, should I start the Jags defense against the Raiders today? Yes, you should. Okay, because on this show, Slayton has won so much money off of Geno Smith interceptions over 0.5. He said you always take the over on Geno. I think 1 week, which was recently, where he didn't. So yes, go ahead and start the Jaguars against the Raiders offense. As long as y'all can contain Brock Bowers, because with that offensive line of the Raiders being so atrocious, you can trust that Ashton Genty is not going to have a lot of running lanes. So as long as you can contain Brock Bowers, you're fine. It says, speaking of Jaguars, while you're here, Eric says, I just got a notification that says Trevor Lawrence is dealing with an illness, but will suit up for Week 9. Okay, so that's not a problem. You get one of B12 shot. There's so many vitamins they can pack you in, like give you the IV, all that stuff like that. We saw like the week they said that Tua was like, oh, he's got an illness today, this and that. He actually had his best game of the season. So when it comes to illnesses like that, I'm not really worried about it. But yes, Eric, go ahead and start the Jaguars defense against the Raiders today, brother. And we'll be curious to see how that goes. So let's look at where are we at? There we go. All right, so Terry McLaurin not expected to play in Week 10, so we knew that. All right, so where do we flex on that with Terry McLaurin being out? So are we looking at I don't know. Are we looking at Debo? I mean, not Debo Samuel. Are we looking at Dalmy Brown as another option? Because we know Seahawks defense isn't bad. I wouldn't say they're great. I wouldn't say they're anything to be scared of. But Washington hasn't been the same team. You know what I mean? Like, From last year, we saw Jane Daniels come out and they just tore everybody apart. And then they went and got Deebo Samuel. That's the crazy thing. They went and got another elite weapon. But none of these guys, and I mean, as far as Jaden Daniels, Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, have all been on the field at the same time. But you got new running backs because you kept Austin Eckler, but he got hurt. He's gone. So his time probably in the NFL is over, question mark. But Jacory Crosby-Merritt and Deebo Samuel should be used in similar ways, okay? So this is a tough one because Luke McCaffrey has really been coming on lately, okay? So Washington, what can Washington do to get back on track? Okay. Washington to get back on track, they're going to need to stay healthy. That just seems to be the biggest thing here. I didn't really agree with the trading of Brian Robinson Jr. when you have a rookie in Jacory Crosby-Merritt. Like, I understand when a coach just like likes his person. He's like, I like this guy. But you didn't get anything for Brian Robinson Jr. You didn't help your team. You were in a win now situation and you traded away a win now asset. Somebody who knew your offense, who could run your offense. So, Brandon Howe, I don't want Washington to get back on track. I want them to have a terrible year. Come on, dude. What? Come on. What? See, Brandon, I know you're a regular here, and we appreciate that, but you sound like a hater right now. Washington's got fun players, man. I think they got really fun players. Jaden Daniels so fun to watch when he's healthy and he's got his weapons. That's a team that last year, like, I don't think anybody saw that team going as far as they did. Let's see here. Let's look at back to our matchups. So we did talk about Miami and what the heck is going on there. We don't know what's going on with Miami. I don't think Mike McDaniel is going to be here next year. They're going to get their high draft pick. Tua's probably going to be gone. I think at this point, man, you just throw Quinn Ewers out there and just see what you got because it can't hurt. You're 2-7. You're not making the playoffs. You're not even winning your division. That division is like bad. Outside of the Bills and the Patriots, dude, the Dolphins and the Jets are a joke. Just a joke. Maybe it's the tank to see who gets the first overall pick. So, anyway, so 12 o'clock slate. All right, we got 11 minutes until kickoff. So, any last minute questions? If you're scared about Aaron Rodgers not throwing today and you had to flex him for whatever reason, I mean, the only quarterbacks that you're going to have on bye that you should have on your teams is Jalen Hurts and Baker Mayfield. That's it. I'm not trusting a Browns quarterback. And I'm not trusting a Jets quarterback at all. So, and that was even when Aaron Rodgers was on the Jets. So if you're missing Jalen Hurts and you're missing Baker Mayfield, and you're like, okay, I'm going to start Aaron Rodgers against the Colts. One, that's a dumb thing to do. Okay, the Colts defense has just been really good, which is weird because they don't have they've been having a lot of injuries on their defense. So, so with Aaron Rodgers out, let's look at a replacement, like a quick ad that you can get in like the next 10 minutes. Okay, from teams that their quarterback Joe Flacco would be one. Like, go grab Joe Flacco today. Joe Flacco to replace Aaron Rodgers. I'm not trusting Aaron Rodgers. Not with the report that he hurt his throwing hand. Okay. I would even trust J.J. McCarthy over Aaron Rodgers today with that hurt throwing hand. Let me know in the comments who you think you trust that would be available more than Aaron Rodgers with a hurt throwing hand. Okay. I mean, looking at who would be available, I would not. No, I don't think I can trust Cam Ward. Dart's probably not available. Gino's available. That dude sucks. Tyler Shuck. So the Saints are rolling with Tyler Shuck the rest of the season. So this is a weird one because I think Tyler Shuck can throw the ball decently, but hopefully his accuracy's gotten a little better since the combine. I will say that. Hopefully it's gotten better, but not against the Rams. I don't really want to play any of my Saints against the Rams. So if you have Saints players, just keep them on your bench. I don't even trust Alvin Kamara. I don't trust any Saints players against the Rams today. I think this is going to be just a mollywhopping, or what they call belt to ass kind of situation. So, all right, let's be back on track. We got 9 minutes. Let's get everybody here set. But like I said, if you got questions about your team, go ahead and throw it in the comments, and we'll go ahead and get you taken care of. If you're here, go ahead and subscribe at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube. Keep coming back every Sunday morning, every Tuesday night. Next matchup, we're looking at the Broncos and the Texans. Okay, this is in Houston. Houston actually has a pretty solid fan base at NRG. It's not Arrowhead by any means. It's not that situation. But man, they get hyped, man. So I've been to a couple Texans games. They get hyped. So this is two good defenses. I think this is gonna be a low scoring game. Okay, I'm not really crazy about really any of these fantasy players in this game because it's gonna be a low scoring game. So let's look for quick receptions. Okay, if you are just looking for receptions only, and you're in a PPR league on a very defensive, struggling game, I'm going to be looking at J.K. Dobbins, and I'm going to be looking at Troy Franklin on this team, okay? If they're going to be pressing C.J. Stroud with the offensive line, that's going to be good for you if you got Christian Kirk fired up because you're missing some receivers, okay? Because with the Browns, you don't really have any like dominant receivers there. The Jets, I mean, you already lost Garrett Wilson, so I mean, there's nothing really to miss there. The Eagles, you're missing two good ones. You're missing Devontae Smith and you're missing AJ Brown. And with the Bucks, you're missing Igbuka, Godwin, and Evans. So you're missing all those receivers, whichever rotation they decide is healthy. So I think Jaden Higgins or Jalen Noel are going to be pretty good targets in that one. The next one, we got Bears Bengals. All right. So Rome Odunze should eat today. All right. And then T. Higgins and Jamar Chase should eat today. So now, Brandon, I got a W all the time, baby. You go to w.gg, 10% off, as you see right there up in the top right corner. Use code Kingmaker for 10% off your order. Every order, no matter how big the order is, 10% off. Go get you some W. Man, this stuff, I really enjoyed switching to this stuff because I've been like big. I was always big on like the canned energy drinks, but as I get older, like it starts to make my guts hurt. You know, I don't know if y'all ever get that feeling or whatever, but like this stuff is just coffee fruit extract. And they got awesome flavors. Go check it out, w.gg. If you like it, man, use code Kingmaker. Get 10% off. If you think you like the flavors, go check it out. If not, man, no big deal. So I just support what I like. So, and right now I like W. So anyway, so Bears Bengals, like I said, I think you can support all of your passing, all your pass catchers. So you don't have to be worried about them. Joe Flacco, with him getting the start, like, yes, I trust Joe Flacco still, especially with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Especially. So Vikings Lions. So JJ McCarthy. Look, I trust all my Lions. Okay, all of my Lions players. I'm firing up Sam Laporta. I'm firing up Jahmyr Gibbs over David Montgomery. But if you have David Montgomery on your team, go ahead and fire up David Montgomery. They're in Detroit. It's a home game. They're gonna get the Motor City behind them. Obviously, you're starting Amon-Ra St. Brown. Obviously. I would maybe pump the brakes on Jameson Williams, but the thing is like he's boom and bust. So you never know when he's going to get that long, deep bomb touchdown. So that's the only problem with Jameson Williams, right? Or Jameson Williams. So with the Vikings, though, Jordan Addison's back, baby. All right, so you're really if you kept Jordan Addison for those first 3 weeks and you took him super late in your draft, you're feeling really good about that right now. Okay, obviously Justin Jefferson, bro. You're starting Justin Jefferson. Like that's not even a question. So moving on to Panthers Packers. All right, we got about 4 minutes here. We'll finish up strong. Panthers Packers. For Panthers, pretty much just Ted McMillan. That's all I can really go for. But the Packers defense, the Packers pass rush, they're going to need some quick options. Okay, so if you're looking at if you have to start somebody, I think Jalen Coker could be good. I think Jalen Coker could work out for you. So go ahead and do that. As far as your Packers go, I mean, you're gonna start Jacobs. Jacobs has an amazing matchup today. This is the one you want. So if you have Josh Jacobs, you've been very happy. You're still firing him up, no problem. Romeo Doubs, I think, is going to have a good game. So go ahead and fire up Romeo Doubs or Dubs or however you say it. Chargers, Titans. I mean, you can fire up all your Chargers. I'd pump the brakes on Quentin Johnston, but if he went off and had a great game, I wouldn't be surprised. As far as Titans go, man, I think Gunnar Helm is pretty much going to be it. This is a tough one, man. The Titans just haven't been great. Falcons, Patriots. All right. Falcons, obviously Bijan Robinson. All right. You're gonna fire up Drake London. But I would be surprised if Kyle Pitts got a lot of love today. They're gonna come at you. That Patriots defense, Mike Vrabel knows what he's doing on defense. All right. So with Patriots, Drake May, I think Drake May is gonna carry this offense. I'm starting TreVeyon Henderson. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Come back and tell me, hey, you were wrong. But I'm starting TreVeyon Henderson with Ramondre Stevenson out. So 49ers, Giants, they're going to be in New Jersey. Jackson Darcy, only Giant on this team that you can start. But TreVeyon, with Cam Scatterbo being out, Tyrone Tracy is going to be kind of a spot start for you if you're missing those running backs we talked about on bye weeks. So you can go, put Tyrone Tracy on in there. 49ers, obviously, you're starting CMC. Obviously, you're starting George Kittle. Obviously, I like Jawan Jennings in this matchup. I think if they're going to need to pass the ball, then they're going to have to go to Jawan Jennings outside of George Kittle. So let's flex into our 3:00 games. We'll spend a little time. We only got 2 3:00 games, and then we got the Sunday night game. Okay, so let's talk about the 3:00 games. Okay, there's only 2 of them, and that's the Saints traveling to play the LA Rams. Okay, Saints 1-7, Rams 5-2. Bro, this is gonna be a butt whooping. Don't start any Saints. I don't have confidence in any of them. As far as your Rams go, you're obviously Puka Nacua. That's without question. Obviously Puka Nacua. So, I mean, this is pretty much going to be the Puka Nacua show. Like, they could just tear it up. But they're going to get such a lead that I think they're going to run the ball a lot too. Okay? So, if you have a Rams running back that you like, man, go and throw them out there because they're going to have a big lead. Chiefs, Bills. This is going to be a big one. This honestly should be the Sunday night game, really. Chiefs, Bills, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. You know those who are locked in. You're going to play them. You're going to play Travis Kelce. All right? You're going to play Rashee Rice. I do believe Xavier Worthy is still worthy. You see what I did there? For a start. So, pretty much on the Bills, Josh Allen. But I think Keon Coleman is going to show up in this game finally. All right? Because they're going to have to. Seahawks. So, Sunday night game right now. All right? Seahawks and Washington. All right? They're in Maryland. All right? So, it's a Washington home game. Technically, it's a Washington home game. So, man, look, I like Jaden Daniels. I like what the kid does because he can move. But the thing is he's still small as far as NFL quarterbacks go, and muscles and things like that. But he's still developing. So let's not worry about that. But what the Seahawks have done with JSN and their double-headed monsters at running back, dude, I like the Seahawks over the Commanders on this one. So I like Sam Darnold in this one. So I think he can go and play Sam Darnold. The Washington defense is decent, but man, this is a defense that's gonna go downhill quickly. I mean, Father Time's undefeated. But I think you can still go ahead and fire up Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt 100%. Go ahead and fire him up because they're gonna have to run the ball at some point. Okay, you're gonna need Deebo Samuel with Terry McLaurin out, but I'd look for Luke McCaffrey to have a pretty decent game against the Seahawks. I think Luke McCaffrey is going to get, probably about 7 receptions, maybe about 75 yards and a touchdown. So, and then as far as Monday night, okay, Monday night you got Cardinals, Cowboys, okay, in Dallas. Go ahead and fire up all your Cowboys, your George Pickens, your CeeDee Lamb, your Javonte Williams, your Dak Prescott, your Jake Ferguson. Go and fire up all your Cowboys, all right? Because that offense is looking really, really good. Don't let that 3-4 record fool you, okay? That offense looks really good. Cardinals, though, here's the thing. Kyler Murray is not starting for the Cardinals, okay? Jacoby Brissett is back, and he's starting again. We saw Jacoby Brissett can actually pass the ball better than Kyler Murray. I was telling everybody this the week before he started. Fire up your Trey McBride because obviously you're playing him, all right? Trust again in Marvin Harrison when Jacoby Brissett is there. I don't know what it is with Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they're not on the same page, but for some reason, Marvin Harrison and Jacoby Brissett, because Jacoby Brissett is a better passer than Kyler Murray. So whenever Jacoby Brissett is back there, I'm going to trust Marvin Harrison Jr. So, all righty. Well, that is going to be our Week 9 game day morning. Thank you so much for all the questions. Normally we have Slayton on here, but Slayton got called into work, so we're just normal dudes doing this for fun, helping everybody out. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button at Kingmaker Sports on YouTube. If you're a Colts fan, go like Unstabled at Unstabled1 on YouTube. If you're a Jags fan, go check out the boys at Third and Teal. If you're a Titans fan, go check out Titans Table for Two. And if you're a Texans fan, go check out That Real Texas Team podcast. And you can see everybody together on this AFC South show, where you will see a mix of all of us together just talking AFC South football. So for more fantasy football content, like I said earlier, you can find me, Slayton, and Big Mick Lipper every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. So what we're doing on there, we're doing starts and sits. We're doing waiver wires, which is the big focus, is the waiver wire stuff. But with the trade deadline approaching for the NFL, and then also most of your trade deadlines will be coming in the next 2 to 3 weeks, depending on your league settings, of course. We will be starting to focus more in on trade targets. What should you be giving up? What are some good targets to go after that you can stash now or win now? What do you got to give up to go get Puka Nacua? A fortune. What do you got to go up to get Jamar Chase? What do you got to give up to go get Lamar Jackson now that he's back? Like, these are the questions that we'll be answering Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then also, as you saw here today, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time every Sunday during the fantasy football season. So helping you out with all your last-minute roster questions for Kingmaker Sports Game Day morning. So without any further ado, let's go out there and get some wins. Hopefully all this stuff helps you out. And we will see everyone back here again Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace.